Nathan woke to the smell of rain on warm pavement and the soft patter against his apartment window. Liam was still asleep in his small bed, curled around his stuffed dog. Nathan sat on the edge of his mattress and stared at his phone. Evelyn's number was still there, glowing faintly on the screen like some secret door. He had promised himself he wouldn't push into her world, but somehow, over the past 6 months, she had drifted into his instead. They met for coffee again the following week. This time, she arrived late and without makeup, her hair tied back in a messy knot, and Nathan thought she looked younger, almost fragile. She slid into the booth across from him and exhaled sharply. "The news broke this morning," she said. "About the layoffs." Nathan had already seen the headlines on the breakroom TV at work: Argonne Industries cuts 10,000 jobs in restructuring. Stock tumbles. "You okay?" he asked. "No," she said. "But I will be." She stirred her coffee but didn't drink it. "I hate myself for this. People built their lives around this company. Now they're losing their homes, their health insurance, everything." "You're not doing it for fun," Nathan said gently. "You're trying to keep the company alive." Her eyes flicked up. "Do you always defend people you barely know?" "I don't think you're a villain," he said. "I think you're someone doing the best she can." She pressed her lips together, then reached across the table and squeezed his hand. "You always say the right thing." "I mostly say the honest thing," he replied. Her fingers lingered against his, warm despite the chill in the cafe. He had to fight the impulse to lift them to his lips. By February, their quiet meetings had become a rhythm. Nathan found himself planning his shifts around them, waking up earlier to see Liam off, working extra hours so he could afford to take Liam out on weekends when Evelyn was busy. She was still CEO, but now she seemed to be everywhere: magazine covers, TV interviews, grim shareholder calls. Yet at least once a week she showed up in jeans and sneakers, slipping into Nathan's world like it was a refuge. It wasn't easy. Some nights Nathan would see photos of her online at charity galas or black tie dinners and feel a twist in his gut. He'd remind himself she wasn't his. He was just a janitor with a kid. She could wake up tomorrow and decide this little experiment was over. But she never did. One Friday evening, after Liam had gone to bed, Nathan got a call. Evelyn's voice trembled on the other end. "I need to get out of the city tonight," she said. "Can you drive?" Nathan hesitated. "It's late." "What's wrong?" She took a breath. "Just, can you?" He didn't ask more. He left Liam with his sister, grabbed his keys, and met her outside the Argonne building. She was wearing a hoodie and sunglasses, her bag slung over one shoulder. Without a word, she climbed into his beat-up sedan. "Where to?" he asked. "Anywhere," she said. They drove north on the interstate until the city lights faded. She rolled down the window, letting the cold wind lash her hair. After a long while she said quietly, "My board wants me out. They think I'm too emotional. They think I've lost my edge." "What do you think?" Nathan asked. "I think they're right about some things. But I'm not ready to quit." He glanced at her. "Then don't. They could smear me. Take everything I've built. Make me into a monster." "They can't change who you are," he said. "And if they do smear you, then at least you'll know who's real." She looked at him, her eyes glinting in the dashboard lights. "You always make it sound so simple." "I have to," he said. "My life's simple or I drown." She smiled faintly and leaned her head back. "Keep driving." They ended up at a quiet lake an hour outside the city. The water was black and still. Nathan parked under a grove of pines. They got out, walked to the edge, and stood listening to the wind. She slipped her hand into his without looking. "Thank you," she murmured. "For what?" "For being the one person I can call without a press release," she said. Nathan squeezed her hand. He didn't kiss her then, but he wanted to. The next morning, the tabloids exploded. A blurry photo of them at the lake surfaced online: billionaire CEO and mystery man spotted on midnight escape. Nathan's phone blew up with texts from coworkers. Liam's school sent a polite email asking if there were any security concerns regarding paparazzi. Nathan wanted to crawl under a rock. When Evelyn called that afternoon, he almost didn't answer. But her voice was firm. "We'll get through this," she said. "Don't panic." "I'm not built for this," Nathan said. "I mop floors. I don't do scandals." "You saved my life," she said. "You think I'm going to let some gossip column take you down?" His chest loosened a little. "What about Liam?" "I'll have security keep an eye on him," she said. Quietly. Discreetly. He sighed. "This isn't the life I wanted for him." "I know," she said softly. "It's not the life I wanted either." 2 days later, Nathan got called into HR. A thin woman with sharp glasses sat across from him. "We've received inquiries about your relationship with Ms. Hale," she said. "It's creating complications." Nathan stared at his hands. "I'm not doing anything wrong. No one's saying you are. But optics matter. We'd like to move you to another property, off-site." He felt heat rise in his throat. "You're punishing me for something in my personal life." "We're protecting you," she said. "And the company." Nathan stood. "I quit." He walked out before she could answer. He told Evelyn that night. She sat on his couch, her face pale. "I'll fix it," she said immediately. "I'll call them." "No," Nathan said. "Don't." "I can't let them do this to you," she said. "I'm not your charity case," he snapped. She flinched. Liam, sensing tension, disappeared into his room. Nathan ran a hand over his face. "I'm sorry. This isn't how I saw my life going." Evelyn's voice was quiet. "Neither did I." They sat in silence. Outside, the rain started again, soft against the window. Days passed. Nathan picked up odd jobs: painting, cleaning apartments, handyman work. He spent more time with Liam, who was delighted to have him home but sensed the strain. Evelyn called, but he answered less and less. He told himself she belonged in a world of glass towers and private jets, not in his 2-bedroom apartment with second-hand furniture. He told himself he was protecting Liam from the chaos. Then, one night, she showed up at his door. No makeup, hair plastered to her face from the rain. She stood there trembling. "I can't do this without you," she said simply. Nathan's throat tightened. "You're stronger than you think." "Maybe," she said. "But I don't want to be alone anymore." He stepped aside. She came in, dripping onto the carpet. Liam peeked out from his room. "Hi, buddy," she said softly. "Hi," Liam said shyly. Nathan closed the door and leaned against it. "I don't know if I can be what you need." "I don't need a savior," she said. "I need someone real." He searched her face. She looked exhausted, but her eyes were steady. "I lost my job because of us," he said. "Then let me help you start something new," she said. He shook his head. "It's not that easy." "It never is," she said. A week later, Evelyn invited him to a small office space she'd rented downtown. Inside were folding chairs, whiteboards, and a coffee machine. No marble floors, no skyline views. She wore jeans and a t-shirt. "I'm starting over," she said. "New company. Smaller, leaner, different mission. Green tech for low-income housing. I want you involved." Nathan blinked. "Me? You know maintenance. You know what buildings actually need. You're not another boardroom guy who's never held a mop. You can help design products that work in the real world." "I don't have a degree," he said. "You have experience," she said. "And integrity. That's rarer than degrees." He hesitated. "And Liam? Bring him. Make this his future too," she said. He looked around the empty office, at the whiteboards waiting for ideas, at the woman who had once stood on a ledge ready to disappear and was now asking him to build something new. Slowly, he nodded.